Hey Bianca.
Hey, Isabel, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Excited for this one. How about you?
Yeah. I'm I don't know how excited I am, but it'll be interesting. Have you been able to watch much of Indian Wells this year?
No, honestly, I've been so busy with work. Like the first match I watched was Sabalenka versus Emma Raducanu, like 2 days ago. And then I watched last night. I have a horrible memory. I literally was streaming this match. I don't even remember who it was, but yeah, two
La-
matches so far.
yeah, last night Navarro and Svitolina played.
Hmm.
Yeah, I caught the last set of that one. Yeah, I haven't really been following it too much either for no good reason. I think I'm just so used to tennis not being on in the same time zone as me that I
Yeah,
forget that oh,
things are
it's just
happening.
on right now.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't have to get up really early or something. So then I'm
Mm-hmm.
going out and doing all my errands and I come back and I'm like, "Oh, tennis has been on since this morning." Like, "Oh, okay." So I haven't seen a match through to completion. I've
Oh
just
wow.
seen bits and pieces. Like I saw a little bit of the Djokovic and Nardi match.
Djokovic Nardi, that's literally what
Yeah.
I watched, what I streamed. How could I
Oh,
forget
okay.
that? That crazy match. It was
Yeah,
it
it was
was great.
dramatic. I
Yeah.
saw the one moment that I was there for was the hindrance call that Djokovic made.
Oh
I
yeah.
I did
Hmm.
not end up watching the end of it. Yeah. But now that I don't know, now that Djokovic is out, and I don't know particularly how well Carlos is doing, given that I haven't seen any of his matches. I really don't know who's sort of on set to make the final. I don't really have any predictions.
Carlos is doing okay. I just watched
Mhm.
his match against Marjan, which that one could have been where we like had some reveals about how he's playing because as we remember, Marjan beat him pretty handily in Rome.
Mhm.
So it was good to see he beat him quite easily. So he's doing okay.
Sure.
But I
Did
think today, I know the head to head between Sinner and Shelton. It's one apiece, I believe. Uh, I don't know. This is a brand new Jannik Sinner, and Ben is still on the proving himself track. So I think we all know what we think the outcome of this match is going to be. But we'll see. It's America, Ben's gonna have the crowd behind him,
yeah, oh for sure.
mostly.
Yeah, I mean if I were to lean one way or the other, I would probably lean towards Sinner
Hmm.
just based on, his record this early in the season. But yeah, I've been hearing things about Shelton about how he's kind of changing, his ground game and becoming more than just a server. And seems like that's working for him so far. So we're just starting here, and Shelton
He's
is
gonna have to do
serving.
it. If big serving was enough, John Isner would be like a 10-time Grand Slam champion right now. So he's got to add more to the
uh,
game.
yeah, it's true. I know. I've always wondered why it seems like American men's tennis prioritizes big serving so much more
Right.
than other places, but can't really seem to teach them how to play a ground game. like, and I don't know why it's so consistent in that way. And it was especially since it's not that way in American women's tennis. So I really at some point I want to find a coach who's actually worked with these
Hmm.
players and be like, tell me what's going on.
Yeah.
Why do they all have big serves and not much else?
I don't know. Maybe because a lot of American players come up through like the college system, it works there,
Yeah.
but not really out everywhere else.
Yeah. Oh man, I was really disappointed. I think it was last week or 2 weeks ago. So I work at UCLA sometimes here in Los
Mm.
Angeles, and I found out after I got home from work that Djokovic was at
Just practicing. Oh my god, I would no.
at UCLA
No.
the whole time I was there for work, and I was
Oh
just like,
no.
nobody told me. Like,
What the
I work
hell?
near the tennis
What the
courts. Like,
hell?
nobody mentioned this to me. I was
That's
so upset.
insane. Oh my god, that's insane.
That would have been so cool to go over on my lunch break and watch.
Literally.
Okay, so it's in this first game, Shelton is serving. It's 30 all.
Oh, I'm in the future once again.
Of course. Well, I have
The
tennis
game is
channel,
done
so of
for me.
course, yeah. Well, then maybe I'll leave the updating to you then.
Well, you'll see. It goes to deuce, and then Shelton gets out of it with some good serving.
Have you ever been to Indian Wells?
No. Only thing I've been to is the Canadian Masters.
I'd love to go to the Rogers. I don't know if they still call it the Rogers Cup.
No.
No.
It's National Bank Open now.
I'd love to
But
go to
like
it someday.
online, it's just Canada Masters. Like just yeah, because the name's probably gonna change soon again.
Oh goodness. That's definitely one tournament that I would really love to go to.
It's really like nice, well run. I feel like lucky that there's a master so close to me. So definitely I would recommend going to.
Yeah. Once again, I don't know who is putting together Jannik Sinner's kits, but they need to be doing a better job. Like I've thought this every time I watch him play. Like, who is his stylist? Because these
He
kits
picks
are
just the
so
worst of
bad.
Nike. I feel like there are some cute options.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I love every kit that Holgaroon wears.
Yeah,
He's
I
just
haven't.
coordinated.
Yeah, they're fine.
Carlos as well. But
Carlos
something
always
about
is great. Yeah.
Yannick's outfits are not
It's
not
something
working for me.
it's something about the colors, I think. Like, maybe they're just not the right for, good for his skin tone. He's kind of freckly, he's redheaded. Not everything is going to go together with that. But like, come on. I have not seen him in a good kit, maybe ever. Something has to change, especially compared to what Ben Shelton is wearing, which looks great.
You like the on kits. I don't know if I'm sold on them yet. They don't look like they absorb sweat at all.
Well, I just think like it pops, it matches. Something kind of interesting
Yeah.
fashion-wise is going on there. But with this blue that Jannik has on, like, that is, look, he's wearing what the ball kids are wearing.
That is facts. That is facts. Oh my god.
That is the same blue. It looks like a bad golf shirt. I just can't. I'm not into it. And the shorts, his shoes are yellow. They don't even match. I if he needs a new stylist, like, I will step in. I will quit my job and do that for him, because this is getting ridiculous. Anyway, Ben Shelton won that game. I fully expect Ben to hold serve pretty easily in this match.
Yeah, potentially. This could be one of those triple tiebreak type of matches.
Yeah. Someone confirms that Sinner is wearing super old Nike shoes from like 2016. So yeah, that makes sense.
Oh.
Why they wouldn't match his outfit at all. Like these yellow accents, you don't put blue like a blue like that with a neon yellow. Like who? No. Is this an American channel? Not necessarily. We are in a lot of different places around the world when we do these streams, so we are definitely not just American.
We're all over the world. Deep
Yes.
roots. Ooh, great point from Ben Shelton there to go up love 40. No, 40 love. What am I saying?
I did get to go to this tournament last year for a day.
Nice.
It was lovely. I mean, I did get sunburned so badly that I had to go to the hospital, but other than
Oh my
that,
god, the hospital. Oh my god.
mostly
I got pretty burnt at the National Bank Open, but not to the point of hospitalization.
It wasn't, I don't know that it was really the sunburn that made me go to the hospital, but like I got a little sunburn, but I had been wearing sunscreen the whole day because I know. But the next day, wherever the sunburn was, I was also, this is a great visual for anyone looking at me right now. I was also covered in hives. So like my whole face, my neck, my arms, everything. And in addition to being sunburned. So I was like, this is bad. And it just kept getting worse. So I had to go to the hospital.
No, I goofed hard. I went to a match that was in the middle of the day, didn't wear any sunblock, and you're just sitting there in the sun and baking. So I got pretty burnt, but
yeah,
my skin tone held out. It wasn't too bad at the end of the day.
Yeah, on me it's pretty obvious. But it's kind of when I went to Wimbledon, like it was very sunny most days, but like there was a lot of coverage in the stadiums and such, so it wasn't too bad. But at Indian Wells, all the stadiums are fully open air, and there's nothing. There's no trees. There's no mountains. There's no coverage anywhere for miles. So like it is just pure sun, and it's bad. It's gross. And there isn't even, when you're walking like in the grounds, there isn't even a lot of places for shade. But it has been pretty cloudy in Southern California the last couple of weeks, so it might not be too bad over there this year, if anyone was looking for a weather report. I am ages behind what is actually happening in the match right now. I am still at 40-15.
Oh, good. Oh, wow. Okay.
I am lagging.
You gotta refresh that.
Let's try to see if that works. No, I cannot jump ahead. So,
Dang.
Oh well. That's Tennis Channel, though. They do not know how to improve their systems. Well, we have a lot of people watching today. We've got 74 eyes on us. I feel like
I can't see that. I'm just a guest.
That's a lot for us, I think, at least for me. Let's see what's going on in the comment section. Ashley says, Isabel, that sounds so painful. Yeah, it was. It was painful. My sunburn was painful, and it took a while to recover from it.
Yeah, I was very prepared the next year that I went. I had hats. I had mini sunblock with me. I was wearing pants. We weren't taking chances again.
Yeah. Yeah. I think what might have happened is I might have been allergic to the sunscreen I used.
Mm,
It was a different one than I usually use, and I thought it would be better, and that ended up happening. I haven't used it since, so it could have been the mixture of the two problems. But oh well,
oof,
it's fine.
excellent point from Sinner just there.
I wish I could see it.
You'll see it in 30 seconds.
I'm getting a nice wide shot of the stadium in the desert. It's been going on for about 30 seconds now.
Oh, wow, you're there. No, wow. All right. Okay.
Absolutely nothing
Oh,
is
we got.
happening.
Are those the Carota boys in the crowd? Those look like frauds, actually. Those don't look like the ones I'm familiar with. There's just
Oh,
two of
they
them
can't
just
be the
then.
real They can't
No,
be the
they're
real
not.
Carrot Tops.
I don't
They
think they
wouldn't come
are.
all the way to the U.S., would they? For a
They've been
Masters?
everywhere. They've been everywhere.
I thought they were mostly going like to the
For the Grand
European
Slams,
Grand
but yeah,
Slams.
from what I've seen of what they look like, there's just two guys there in tracksuits. I don't think they were actually them, unless they've recruited people from all over the world. Because I wouldn't be surprised.
It's possible that it's just a trend that's caught on.
Mm.
Were they there in Australia?
Yeah, they were, but not for the final. They were only there for some matches, but they had like what looked like a room rented out for the final in Italy, and they had like a bunch of people watching. All right, Ben Shelton has half a chance here right now, up 30-15, dominating the rally right now against Sinner. Up at the net, and oh, he doesn't need to do much because Sinner pummels one into the net, and it's 15-40 for Shelton. Yeah,
I'm
Davey, Novak
wow.
was struggling in the heat. We saw that at the Australian Open, and he was struggling yesterday.
Was he?
Yeah, he looked out of it. I mean, Nardi, he was pretty tired as well. And then when the sun started to set, uh, Djokovic was a little better, but wasn't wasn't what we're used to. Like he
Yeah.
said, he seems very shocked every time he has one of these losses in these press conferences afterwards.
Hmm. Yeah, I can imagine playing in these types of conditions where, I mean, it's grossly hot during the day and it's dry and horrible. And then as soon as the sun goes down, it gets really cold.
Cold. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. And maybe not really cold, certainly not by Canadian standards, it gets really cold, but the change in temperature is really fast. And it can definitely affect, the way the ball is moving and the way the court feels. So I was listening to Andy Roddick's new podcast, which is really good, by the way.
Oh, I haven't checked it out.
It's excellent to anyone out there watching, because I think he says every week that he only has 7 listeners, which I'm sure isn't true. But if you're looking for
Oh,
new tennis
lies. There's
podcasts,
no way.
I know, I feel that way too. But it's a really good Andy Roddick's podcast about tennis, and he talked about how difficult Indian Wells is just based on the weather alone, because if you're like the night conditions will favor certain players, but the day
Mm-hmm.
conditions won't, and they'll serve others well. And it was kind of fascinating to hear about how just like temperature changes can change the way the court moves and all that. So if you're looking for a more expert opinion, I would go listen to that episode.
All right, we're at deuce now, and oof, backhand error from Sinner gives Shelton the advantage again. So he's got another chance to try get this game to go up 3-1. All right, what's he gonna do? Ooh, great first serve from Sinner, but Ben is there. We're in a rally. Ooh, a jumping, swinging forehand from Shelton there. Oh, pummels one down the line, but Sinner is there. This is a intense rally right now. I don't know how they're getting these balls back. Oh, painting the lines, painting the lines. I and Shelton blasts one wide. He was on top of that.
Oh dear, I just got to deuce, so I'm very excited.
Should have definitely gone down the line with that one. He's gonna regret that. So close, Ashley. Yeah. Yeah, Davey. Andy does seem really nice and humble. Maybe it's because he's been humbled so many times in his career. He has that perspective. Like anytime I hear him talk, he's spitting nothing but facts. So I will definitely be tuning into the podcast.
Yeah, it's really excellent, and I think it really is kind of specifically for the big nerds.
Mm-hmm.
And not
For us.
even in like a numbers way, you know. I don't think he really talks much about like statistics as it relates to tennis, but he really goes into some of the nerdier aspects of like what we might talk about, like, you know, on a
Yeah.
stream. Like he talks to Emma Raducanu's agent and
Oh
kind of
yes, I believe
yeah,
I think it was her agent that was on the tennis podcast
maybe. Yeah.
a while ago. But I found it so interesting just hearing like the ins and outs of
Yes,
all of that
exactly.
stuff.
I've never heard much from like specifically tennis agents before. So hearing him talk about like what he does behind the scenes and like how they
Hmm.
handled, you know, her very surprising rise
Yeah.
was really fascinating. He also had a discussion with Kim Kleisters that was really fun to hear from her. He also, I mean, I love listening to Andy because like he gives the same amount of attention to women's tennis as he does men's tennis.
Hmm.
And he gives as much praise to the female players as he would anyone else. So it's good to hear that balance, because sometimes I hear pretty much just about men's
Yeah.
tennis from podcasters and commentators alike. So yeah, Andy's a real, really great. I'm happy to have him kind of enter as a real voice, because the commentators we have currently are just,
Yeah.
yeah. And he's even complained about them. I was listening today, and he was complaining about how commentators don't really understand. What was he? He was talking about how they don't really understand what it's like to play Nadal. So some of the
Yeah.
things they say about how to beat Nadal are just ridiculous because they've never
Hmm.
played.
Yeah.
So him offering a real perspective, like, I've played these guys, I know what they should be doing and why they can't execute it. It's very refreshing. So yes, anyone out there listening, please go listen to Andy's podcast. It's amazing. I'm still in this game. I don't know what's
The game has just ended for me.
okay. I'm at deuce 3.
Ghost, unfortunately, I was 10 years old during that, so I do not remember that at all.
I remember it very well, unfortunately. But I won't say how old I was.
I was not a tennis watcher when I was playing tennis. It used to give me severe anxiety. So I remember like the academy I went to, they would always have whatever Grand Slam was playing because that was like the height of the Fedal era, and I was not interested in looking. Seeing other people play tennis would give me anxiety. So all these major moments, I was not aware.
Wow. And see, I was the opposite. I found it much more fun and interesting to watch than I did to play.
No, I just
Yeah.
wanted to play. I didn't want to see anybody else play.
I think
Oof.
Emma Navarro is the same way. I was at the San Diego Open, and I was talking to Vanch, and he mentioned that Emma Navarro only recently started like watching tennis as like a fan, because she never
Hmm.
paid attention before. And it's hard to believe if that's your profession, if that's the world you're
I
in, and you're
know,
not
I
watching other
know.
people's matches. They like to mention this every time we talk about playing tennis. it's only been compared to Medvedev's in that I get no spin. Like, it's not a compliment to compare my game to Medvedev's. Oh, ouch. I just saw
Breakpoint have you
Sinner,
just
like,
seen?
rip I saw him, just rip a forehand cross court, or no, excuse me, a backhand cross court, and it was so fast, and it was
Yeah,
way wide.
the angle on it was just ridiculous.
Yikes.
Watching him play live, I just wasn't understanding how that much power is coming from a body of that size. Like, it just wasn't
Of
making
of
sense.
Sinner?
Yeah,
I
he's
mean,
just so skinny. I don't know,
I
like, and he's just ripping it, especially seeing it in person. I'm like, this is where is it coming from?
it's true. He's very sinewy.
All right, Sinner's got a break point of his own on Shelton serve, and Sinner will get a second serve. Ooh, Ben Shelton does a little. That happened so fast. He served and volleyed, came right in. Great blocking from the net there. Was all over it. Saves the break point. Mm. Sinner's shaking out his hand. It's like he banged his elbow or something. Oof. Net cord just there on a point from Sinner. Brings up another break point. Real unlucky for Shelton. Ah. Sinner's in a Medvedev stance to return.
Yeah, he is
Oh my
actually.
gosh, but he doesn't need it because we got a double fault from Ben. Wow.
I am seeing Ben moving a lot quicker around the court. Like he's not just playing, at the baseline the whole time like I've seen him before. He's really
Oh no, he's moving.
up
And
at the net a
he's up
lot.
at the net as well, which is good to see that he's including that in the game because he's been the net points that he's gone up for, he's won. So what's the best serve if the player stands so far back? Underhand serve.
It's true. Yeah. Throw him off.
I feel like that would work on everyone but Medvedev. I think he's ready for anything from that position. I'm actually wearing headphones for the first time, and I'm finding it quite distracting to be hearing the commentators and also trying to form my own thoughts. I might have to take them out.
What are the commentators saying? Because I have it on mute here.
No, they're just, I mean, it's good because sometimes things are happening and I don't know what's happening. Like when Jannik was shaking his hand just then, but then they were saying, oh, he just hit his funny bone. Wouldn't have known that. Would have been like, oh, is he nursing injury? And look who's back again. This is the like millionth day in a row. Bill Gates in the crowd again. He's shaking the hand of everyone he's walking past. He might be the biggest tennis fan out there. There's not a match that he's missed.
I had no idea that he was a tennis fan.
Every single match that I've watched, he's been in the crowd. Women's, men's, everything. He's gone to all of Arena Sabalenka's games. Like,
Wow.
how is he everywhere all at once?
Couldn't tell you. I've not seen coverage of him yet. And I don't think I've ever seen him at a Grand Slam either. At least they haven't
Does he
shown.
live in LA or where in what is LA close to Indian Wells?
I truly don't know. LA is about an hour and a half outside of Indian Wells. It's possible that he has property here. I, for some reason, had it in my head that he lived in Seattle. I don't know why. I have nothing to back that up. But once again, Seattle's kind of turning into a new tech hub.
Yeah, I was gonna say celebrities, tech people, they don't live in the big cities anymore. It's like Nashville or like Wyoming or like the most random off the grid places.
It's entirely plausible that he has property here in LA. I know that Melinda Gates lives in LA, I think. I think she does. I could be wrong about that, but they're not married anymore, so that might not be anything. Oh, there he is. Yes, I see him now.
Oh, wow, you are behind.
I'm really behind.
That's crazy.
Yes, there's Bill. Yeah, but what a lot of people do is, they just rent out houses in that area and go. I have cousins who do that as well. They just have passes and can spend a week there. Okay, so Sinner has the break.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Swarna asks, who's more dominant, Iga or Jannik? I'm going to go with Iga.
Iga, for sure.
No questions about that.
Yeah.
No one in recent memory has been able to recreate that streak that she went on in 2022. That was just like nothing I've ever witnessed.
Yeah, it's certainly true. I mean, I think Jannik could gain that kind of dominance perhaps this year.
Yeah, maybe, but it it's not there yet.
No. To me,
but if he keeps
came out like, sorry, go ahead.
I was just saying, if he keeps up this level, then we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah. For me, like, Iga kind of came out of, like, she wasn't even someone I was paying much attention to. And that isn't to say that, she wasn't deserving of my attention, but like, I didn't really know much about her as a player when she came out and won that French Open the first time. And then even after, like, women's tennis has so many champions sometimes that, like, sometimes, like, someone will win one and I still won't, like, pay super close attention because I know there's a huge possibility that someone will take that title the next year. So I don't think it was until the second French Open that she won. I was like, okay, like, I'm here. I'm here to watch this.
I don't think it was until she took over the number one spot that I really started paying attention.
Yeah.
And boy, did she really take that spot over.
Yeah, and she's kind of been the only consistent player we've had on that side, at least for the last, like, 5 years.
Ghost. We're talking about 2022, that run, and not the one random bad loss she had this year, which she did actually beat her. Again, she got her revenge, so. All right, Shelton with some good serving here. Already up to 3 aces.
Just gonna get some lights on in my house here.
Oh, was that the sun setting?
That was the sun setting, yeah.
Oh, wow. Ooh, great return there from Sinner on the second serve. Painting the lines. Has Shelton on the run. The speed he's able to create off these shots is frightening. I believe he did say he's been in the gym a little bit more, so maybe that little extra muscle there has really added to the game because it looks like he's playing even faster than before. Ooh. Great stuff just from there from Shelton. Whoo! Amazing cross-court forehand just then from Shelton to get the game. They are ripping it. These poor balls are going to be absolutely deflated by the end of this match. My computer is about to die. I'll be right back. I'm just going to get my charger.
Okay. I'm sure that everyone has a feed that is further ahead than mine is, because what we've got on the screen here is a 4-3, and I am still 30 all in this game. So unfortunately, I don't feel I can update you because you already know what's happened. But I don't, and that's just Tennis Channel's fault. I do agree, Davey, Shelton's game does have a lot of teenage angst in it. And I think it really works for him. Whereas it doesn't really work so much in Holger Rune's game. Okay, so I, on my side, have finally finished that game. Hopefully I can keep up with what's going on. Let's see what else is happening in the Indian Wells today. In case anyone missed the match, Alex de Minaur lost to Sasha Zverev in 3 sets before this match today, which is very sad for all of us.
Very sad for all of us. It was close. Just the end, it fell apart for de Minaur. It was,
yeah.
I feel like he could have gotten over the line if he had less unforced errors.
Yeah, I managed to watch the last set.
The only good thing is Alcaraz is playing great and Zverev is not playing that great. So
The
that's the
hope
next
remains
matchup.
alive. Yep.
The hope, the hope does remain alive.
Is that who Sasha is playing next?
Yeah.
Is
So we're gonna get a rematch of the
Alcaraz?
Australian Open
Wow.
semifinals.
Okay.
Oh yeah, literally rematch of it was the quarterfinals they played in Australian Open.
They also played quarterfinals at the U.S. Open.
Yes.
I was actually at that match.
Oh.
It was very sweaty.
Mm.
I was very sweaty. It was like so humid that I could see like clouds of steam coming out of the
Oh my
stadium.
God.
And I was just sitting there hoping that it would end in 3 sets because I just was like, I don't want to stay here for more than 3 sets. All right. And on the women's side, Wozniacki is serving for the first set against Kerber. And later
Not
tonight,
surprising.
yeah, not at all. And later tonight, Iga Swiatek is playing Putintseva. I definitely didn't say that right, but
Putintseva, I think.
player from, I think, Kazakhstan.
Same Ghost.
Yeah, absolutely.
She has the stuff. Just needs to put it all together.
I actually walked right past her at the San Diego Open.
Oh wow.
Because she was coming out of a door and I was walking by and we brushed shoulders and I went like, oh.
You see, the times that I've encountered tennis players, something takes over my body. It really shows like what kind of person you are if you'd let them walk by or like how you'd react as a fan. I've literally like jumped right in their face.
Oh.
You're like, bye.
I cannot talk to any kind of celebrity. Like I just am not.
I think I told Casper, I don't remember because I think I blacked out, but I went up to him. I was like, I love you. I'm such a big fan. Good luck in the tournament. Enjoy Canada and the weekend or something. Like it was just word vomit.
Enjoy Canada.
And then I don't know because he loves the weekend, so I don't know. I just said a lot of things. Yeah, I don't know.
I get so like frozen, and that combined with my I don't want to bother anyone ever.
Well, then I'm like I don't care if I need to say something or like.
Sure.
Sorry if I'm bothering you, but I can't let this moment go by because I'll regret it.
Yeah.
But then I did see him 3 more times completely by accident, and I was like, I don't want this guy to think I'm stalking him because I'm genuinely not.
That's fair.
Clearly, he was staying at a hotel nearby where I worked because I literally just kept.
Oh,
seeing
you saw him like
him.
outside the tournament, like it wasn't. Oh,
yeah.
That's okay. Yeah, that's.
And then I went to the tournament after he had already like lost, and it was the semifinals, and he was just like training on one of the courts there. So I like went, got a photo with him and everything, and I saw he was like, hey, and I was like, hey, I'm not stalking you, I promise.
I feel like you should have run with it. I mean, that's how Margarita met her husband, was like running into him outside a hotel. He's just like a normal human being.
Interesting.
And
Maybe
he was
if
like,
Mark
"Oh,
was
are you
single,
a
I would have
tennis
gone with that.
player?" Is he not
Wow.
single? That's really disappointing to hear.
No, he's not. He's got like a locked-in girlfriend. Like they've been dating. It looks like since they've been 16.
Ugh. Okay.
Oh, he's right. Damn.
Yeah. People in committed relationships. Yuck. Yeah, I don't think I would be able to talk to any of the tennis players that I admire, even if it were like in an interviewing kind of way.
I
I
feel
just
like I
wouldn't
could
be
be
able to.
because genuinely something takes over my body. Like I remember when I was really young when I met Venus and Serena, and I remember I asked them to, like my friends knew I was going to meet them because it was like an organized thing. Like they were playing with kids from my tennis school. This was in Jamaica, and so I had like a bunch of shit with me to sign, and I was like, "Can you sign all this?" And they were like, "No." I was like, "Oh, that's fine. No, okay, like no, that's
They
okay."
said no, they wouldn't even sign one thing?
No, no, nothing. All they
That's
were doing was they played with us, so I guess like I don't know, but they were not signing anything, which was really sad. And then my dad literally like asked them again, and they were like, "No, sorry." And I was like, "Oh, that's okay."
well, I mean, at least you got to, like, spend time with them.
Yeah,
I mean, is a memory really as good as a signed piece of paper? I don't know.
no,
My father is actually very good at talking to people who are famous. He just has some kind of disarming ability, and he usually just knows so much about someone's career that he can go up to them and say something really random and like really specific about their career that sort of makes them be like, "Oh, like you really are a fan." And he'll have a conversation with them, and he does this with
wow,
everybody. I think he
wow.
did it. I want to say he did it with Chrissy Everett because they were at like an airport gate together or something, and he went up and just started talking to her, and they had a whole conversation.
Oh wow, no, my dad's
Um,
definitely like that as well. Especially, he used to be the general manager of like a pretty large hotel chain, so he would encounter lots of celebrities. And I had dinner one time with what was his name? Johnny Cochran, who is O.J. Simpson's lawyer. The if the glove
oh,
doesn't fit, we must acquit guy.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And he was grilling him. He was like, "So is he actually innocent?" I'm like, "You did not ask him."
Wow. Yeah, my dad was doing that to like parents at my like college graduation because there were some like famous people with kids who were graduating school with me, and he just was like going up to them and proving how big of a fan he was. And I was like, "Can you like? It's my college graduation. Like, I know these people. Can we not do that?" Maltese for the title. Yes, I totally
Welcome back
agree.
in Kren. Kren was in yesterday when we were streaming Djokovic, Nardi. Big Monfils guy.
I,
The hope is still alive.
I'm right there with you, man. Like, I love Maltese. I've for the longest time. I've been watching him. I think for more than 10 years. So I want him to do well, and he has been. He played really beautifully the other day. So I do hope that that continues, and maybe with Djokovic out of the tournament, it will continue.
Were they on a collision course? I
I
think they
have no
were.
idea, but
I'm not good at keeping track of the draw and who's on what side. So,
it's possible though that they could have met. But yeah, maybe he has a chance.
all right, we got set points here for Sinner to go up a set against Ben Shelton. Cheering.
I'm still at 15 all. So you can keep me up with what's happening.
Oh, a let cord there. Saves the break point. Oof, let cord on the return. Sinner got up to it, clipped it over the net, but Ben was there and just put a nice little forehand down the line. The first serve from Sinner, but Shelton gets it back. Oh, and a forehand that clips the line and an overhead. What a shot! What a shot! That forehand looked like it must have hit the outside of the line. Okay, we got some Spanish fans in the crowd with Spanish flags on their faces. Who are they cheering for? All right, break point again for Shelton. He's converted 0 of 4 so far. Will he get the 5th? Oh, and it's wide from Sinner. Shelton breaks back. Hi, Peaches. Welcome. You're joining in at a good time. Yes, Benny. Woo!
Are you rooting for Ben Shelton in this?
No, I don't know.
No.
I'm team like whatever like vibe I'm feeling. And right now I'm feeling like Ben should at least get a set. So yeah.
Right now I'm vibing.
In the grand scheme of things, yes, Jannik Sinner should win and like should go forward, and like what a fun matchup it would be if he faced Alcaraz, you know what I mean, in the semis. But like I'm all here for Ben doing something crazy. So if you see me cheering for both, everyone, just know I'm a side switcher.
It's understandable.
When I don't have any skin in the game, when I'm not really like rooting hard for anyone, I will be hipping and hopping. Ooh, Ben, I have some speed on him. Like the balls that he's getting to right now is just crazy.
Ooh, tomorrow
Sinner is making him pay. It's amazing rally there. Sinner is already up love 30. The amount of carrot things in the crowd right now, like has Jannik Sinner eaten a carrot since that moment? I don't think so.
Okay, is that where it came from? Because I assumed it came from he is a carrot top. I thought that's what it was. No, he ate a carrot once?
In a changeover of some tournament, like in 2021. And it sucked. I think maybe also the red hair, like people carry it along. But yeah, no. Ooh, horrible drop shot from Shelton there. In a serious hole. Will the serve be able to dig him out? Cran, you're part of team Ben Shelton isn't humble. I'm not a part of that team. I don't think he behaves in any way that would warrant calling him not humble. I just think he has confidence and he has that self-belief that I like to see. I don't think any of what he's done seems not humble to me personally.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it not humble. I would, he's like a college boy, like who did really well at college tennis. Like it makes sense why he would feel very full of himself. it's.
But I don't even think it's that. He's great at hyping himself up, and I think most of what he does on court, it's not like it's directed at the other person. He's doing it to himself or his box. So
I also think
he's been saying it time and time again that this does not mean he's hanging up the phone on everyone. He's said it 1,000 times, and no one wants to listen.
I loved that as his
everyone
move.
loved it.
I thought that was hysterical. I do think though he's been a little not deflated, but like he seems to have matured a bit, I think, since the US Open.
Yeah.
Not that he was acting in an immature way at all, but I see like a little bit of a difference in sort of how he's conducting himself on court, compared to someone like Holger Rune, who is not changing the way he conducts himself on court.
That Shelton was behaving like that way, where
he was not. If
he starts to whine when he's like down, and it's like immature, I would call it a bit.
Yeah.
Shelton has saved all 3 break points with some amazing serves and points there. So great job for him.
Yeah. If we're gonna, compare like the angst of the two teenagers in, what is it, the top 15 or something? Holger takes the top spot. Like it's
for sure.
Yeah. That's why I don't really watch his matches anymore. But no, I don't mind Ben Shelton. I get very skeptical of big servers when I see
What speed on that serve there. It was out, but it was almost 150 miles per hour.
Jesus.
Like what?
Yeah, especially when I see like an American man who really relies on a big serve, I just get very skeptical, so I don't put a lot of much into them.
Amazing gets from him just there to hold from love 40 down. What a game. What
game? I don't know. Where are we?
You'll see, he goes down love 40 and he saves the game.
Okay.
Very Sophia Cannon-esque service game. Going down love 40 and winning the next 5 points. Yeah, Swarna. Ben is more athletic than them because I think they're just too damn tall. Like, there's just a certain point where your body's just not like.
You've got too much leg.
Yeah. Ben is he's not too tall. He just has a damn good serve. So I think coupled in with the way he's moving right now, and he is moving, there's a good player in there. And I'm sure my brother is extremely happy right now. Yep, messages from him. He is a huge Ben Shelton fan. And like, my brother's in college. He loves Ben Shelton's attitude and the vibe. And he's not a tennis player, really. But now he's like watching it because he just loves the energy that Ben brings. So I think there's that aspect as well. It's definitely something new he's bringing to tennis.
I think you might be right about this if we're talking like the last American man who won more than one slam. Yeah, I think it was Agassi. He had a lot more to his game than just to serve. Of course, I'm only talking about the men here. Women have it all. Okay, I finally did reach the end of that game. And it was good. I kind of thought this would happen. I thought we would go to a tiebreak. I mean, we're not there yet, but it's looking likely.
Who do we think wins a tiebreak if we get there?
Sinner, I think. No?
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. Ben has really impressed me in this first set.
Yeah. This is, I think, the most I've watched him this season so far. And he does look like a very different player to what I saw last year.
And Sinner is quickly up 40 love. No mistakes in this game here.
I'm still at the changeover. I mean, why even mention it at this point? I'm just so far behind.
I'm ahead of the score that's on our screen here. Again, I don't know what universe TSN is streaming from, but I'm always ahead. Even yesterday, I was on with Andre. I believe that was one of his first streams. And I was like, don't worry. I just have some in the future stream. And Sinner holds. We will be going to a tiebreak, everyone. Does the mic sound okay now, Sean? I feel like it might be my hair rustling in the mic. I have a feeling.
I mean, what can you do?
I do love this tiebreak format that we have on the screen. They've been doing at Indian Wells for everyone
Yeah,
that stream is on the tiebreak. It makes it so much clearer for people that don't really understand the scoring of a tiebreak,
I was
and
gonna
for
ask
us as
like what the
well.
point was. Well, I mean, I was it really that hard to like figure out the scoring of a tiebreak?
I mean, for people that don't
Really?
really watch tennis, yes, the way, oh, Sinner making Ben hit one more ball, and it was one ball too many. Horrible little volley at the net there that flicks out. So Sinner gets the mini break.
I don't really know what the complicated part of a tiebreak scoring system is though. Like first to seven, you got to win by two. Like what else is there to say? Like,
I think people just have it in their head that tennis scoring is confusing, so this just maps it out.
sure, yeah, I suppose. I have definitely had to go through like many sheets of paper trying to explain how tennis scoring works to someone who has never watched it. And I had to draw a lot
And
of
in my head, I'm like, it's so
diagrams.
simple. Like, it's literally so simple.
Even though I like think it's simple, as soon as I start to say it, it's like, yeah, so there's six games
Six.
to a set, sometimes seven if you don't win by
Literally,
10.
as soon as I
Sometimes
start to explain, I'm like, oh. I'm like, but then there's some tournaments where, yes, the tiebreak is not 7, it's 10.
it's 10,
And
but it's
then,
only in the finals in if you go to
mhm,
five sets
mhm,
or
yeah.
I mean, once you start saying it, it sounds crazy. The only thing about this visual that I don't think is effective is if it doesn't go to seven. You know, like what if it
Yeah,
goes to
well,
like
I have
nine
seen that
seven or something
before.
like
They
that?
just they just take it away. They literally just take it away.
They just get rid of it. Then
Yeah.
what's the point at the end of the day? Oh my god.
All right, something's wrong with one of the balls. Sinner has given it to the chair umpire.
Maybe it's deflated.
Oof. Great ace from Sinner there.
Since you were a like professional player, tell me, why do you think a tiebreak would favor one player over the other?
I would far from call myself a professional
You're
player.
you're much further closer to a professional than I was.
I don't know. I mean, a tiebreak could favor the server because it's like a condensed set basically. So if you just hold serve, you've already got all those points there. But I don't know. If you're good at holding your nerve, it's a high pressure situation, which I think Jannik Sinner is much better at doing. It will favor you there. And it definitely is favoring him. He's already up to 4-1.
Did we find
All
out
that
what
work from
was wrong with
Shelton.
those balls?
No.
Okay.
Oof. Oh, excellent forehand from Ben just now. Ripping down the line. to get back one of the mini breaks. Still in this. Yeah, this scoreboard actually doesn't work at all now that I'm looking at it, because it only works if the person wins 7-0.
Yeah.
Like, they don't have enough dots to even continue to a tiebreak.
Yeah, and if they have to add, you know, to the graphic, then it doesn't make it doesn't make
From
it
what I
any less
remember, the one that I
confusing.
watched, it just went away. Like, I don't remember it getting longer and longer and longer.
Well, I guess we'll see what happens here.
Yeah, we'll see. Oh, are you joking? A double fault from Sinner gives both the mini breakbacks to Shelton. And okay, I see what they've done there. They basically just shifted the points down. I guess they shifted the points down, so they're not removing the graphic.
Okay. I'm still at 4-1.
Yeah, Sean, I do agree he's a great pressure player. Didn't really show it in those last 2 points just there. Basically brought Ben back into the tiebreak. Let's see what he does with it. Yep. Sometimes I'll say things like, I hope this doesn't happen, and then it happens. Oof. All right. Ben's won the last 3 points. Back to 4-all. Who do you think it's more crucial for to win this set? I think Shelton.
I was going to say the same. Yeah.
And he gives one of the mini breaks back.
Because I think even if Sinner lost this set,
he
could still win the match.
Yeah.
Shelton, I'm not so sure.
I hate when tiebreaks get like this, when it's like the points are only coming on like the other person's serve. It's like very anxiety inducing. Ooh. Not so good return from Shelton there. He's staring at the ground. Not pleased with that. And Sinner has set points.
Oh, yeah, I see what you mean now. They're just moving the graphic over like a little track. But I don't really see how that helps anyone, because now it just looks like Sinner only has 1 and Shelton has 3. So that's not.
And the overhead helpful to seal it. Sinner gets a set. Definitely the most difficult set I think he's had all tournament. Ben really made him work for it. Got to check his previous scores to see if that was the most grueling set he's had, because the descriptions, it makes it seems like he's been rolling through.
I haven't heard of anything very difficult. Yeah.
Yeah, no, he 6-3, 6-love against Kokonakis, 6-3, 6-4 against Struff, and yeah, this is, he was tussling. Is the stat still going on for you?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
damn.
set point 2. Okay, now it's over. So do we think that the second set will go the same way? Will Ben like hold serve all the way to a tiebreak? Or do you think Sinner will just rush forward like a train?
I don't know. I mean, he's got the momentum now. This might be a little, dip in confidence from Ben because he had his chances. He definitely had his chances there. I think the crowd's going to have to get behind him on this one.
Yeah.
We'll see from this first game. I'll decide if I agree with Kren and it will be a blowout because I'm really a fan of not a fan of, but I usually, you can see the patterns when someone wins like a grueling set that isn't a tiebreak. The next set could be 6-1.
Jannik's, wow, he only had 9 unforced errors in the first set.
So
That's
and
low.
still it went to a tiebreak.
Yeah. See what's happening on tennis Twitter. Yeah, Ben Rothenberg agrees with us. He says, I really do not understand why the ATP is using this biathlon-looking score bug during tie breaks.
Yeah. The idea of it, I thought was cool at first, but seeing it in motion, I'm like, ooh, that actually doesn't work.
It's just unnecessary if you also have the score number at the same time.
Yeah.
Okay, Caroline Wozniacki's taken the first set against Angelique Kerber.
Who I see is taking a medical timeout right now.
Oh dear. Are you going to stay up for the Iga match?
No. No, I don't think so. I'm getting my sleep now. The way it took me so long to recover from the Australian Open, like my sleep schedule was absolutely destroyed for like 3 weeks afterwards.
Yeah, I feel that.
I'm really excited for the French Open and Wimbledon. Ooh, double fault from Ben just there to bring up Love 30. But yeah, I realized I like when matches are happening over there because then I can wake up early and watch them.
Yeah. When does the French Open start? Is it May?
May, I think.
Yeah, May 20th.
Ghost, don't lie on my name like that. I absolutely watch the WTA. We all know here that my favorite player is Sabalenka.
I mean, I was literally watching the WTA last night, so come on now.
I just won't be watching this one particular match. Thank you.
I mean, I also won't be watching. I don't need to watch Iga pummel another child.
Right? Like,
the match last night, Svitolina and Navarro, was actually pretty incredible. I mean, they had some really amazing rallies and that were going really long all over the court. It was 3 sets, I believe. It was It was fantastic. So, I mean, if anyone out there is sleeping on the WTA, then you're missing out.
A great match, which I feel like if you haven't seen, definitely watch the highlight reels, is Sabalenka versus Peyton Stearns.
Really?
It was a thriller. It was crazy. And Sabalenka was down like so many times during that match. She was down 40 love while Stearns was serving for the match. And she saved all the match points and went on to win.
Dang, I didn't hear about this.
Yeah, no, it was quite something. She was giving us a lot of tiger roars.
It's because Sabalenka for me has sort of, and I'm not comparing, but in the same way I used to not watch Serena's matches because I knew Serena was just going to win. I am not
Well,
watching Sabalenka's matches.
I do not feel like that about Sabalenka at all. I feel like
Oh,
every
really?
time I watch her, she could go out to someone random.
I
Even
think
though she does make consistent semifinals, I still feel like you never know.
I
She's
didn't
not
watch
at
a
the level
single.
that Serena. What was that?
I didn't watch a single one of her matches all Australian Open.
Well, those ones she was rolling, I will
Yeah.
say.
Even against Coco, I couldn't bear to see it. But yeah, I don't usually tune into her anymore because I just kind of expect her to win. But you're definitely right. She could go out to anyone. I just need to see it happen, I guess. And
Ay, Shelton.
since
What's the score on your screen right now?
1540 Shelton. Oh, now it's two games to love.
Yeah, Sinner is pressing. Oh, he's got Ben twisted up. Twisting and twirling on the court.
Yeah, I kind
Sinner
of
is
once Sinner
pressing.
gets going, he just zooms.
Chad says Shelton will be top 10 of all time. Of all players of all time? Don't know about that one.
I'm not so sure about that. Why don't you wait until he wins a Grand Slam and then decide?
I mean, if he wins the Grand Slam, the Americans will put him in top 10 of all time, regardless of anything else. So
he will be everywhere.
He will be lauded over. There will be shrines in his name. There will be statues. We'll get a stadium after him.
Yeah. Although they didn't give Andy a stadium.
Well, I feel like
kind of forgot about
Americans
Andy.
were still winning slams when Andy won one. So it wasn't as like, ooh. Now it's been 20 years. So.
Oh, more, I think. Right?
2000, yeah, more. 2000, what was it? 3?
It was early. I think it was before Federer really came up. Or maybe it just happened. I think maybe he had just won Wimbledon or something.
2003, yeah. So I think Federer won. I don't know when Federer won his first
I think
slam.
he either won 2003 or 2004, I want to say. (2003), yeah. So yeah, Roger was not Roger yet, but he had just won, and then Andy won the US Open. And then, we don't have to talk about that retiring a few years later. Again, with Andy's podcast, he actually talks about when he decided to retire. And it's much more fascinating than I thought it would be. He was playing the US Open and like day of one of his matches, he just decided, oh yeah, I'm going to
Really?
retire. I'm going to retire after this. And then
Wow,
called a
that's
press conference the same day. Like did not waste any
didn't think
time.
about it.
Like he thought of
That's
it in the
kind of what
morning and then went to the press that afternoon.
wow. That's kind of what Marty Fish did as well. I don't know if you ever watched his series. He had a
Oh, I
Netflix
love
show.
he the documentary, right?
Yeah, that was
That
great
that
about
is
well,
I
I really resonated with that because the mental for him, the anxiety playing, and I totally felt what he was feeling because that's how I used to feel. And then his wife was like, you don't have to do this anymore. Like, you can just stop. He was like, oh,
I didn't
okay,
know that was
yeah.
an option.
Yeah, I thought I would just have to suffer every time I go out and play.
Yeah. Yeah, I rewatched that recently and it's such an excellent documentary. I really wish that, Breakpoint, because ironically the documentary is called
It's
Breaking
called
Point.
Breaking Point.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
I'm
I
sure Breakpoint would
really
have loved to have that name.
well, I just don't know why Breakpoint, the series, didn't get some of the same people that did that documentary because that documentary
Yeah.
is so good at explaining like the feelings of the game. It goes into
Mhm.
the dark places of the game, and the highs. And they talk to, Andy at the same time of talking to Marty, and they go in,
Mhm.
they get into all the things that, like, as a fan, I want to know about. And they do it in a
Yeah.
really beautifully, like, narrative way. Whereas Breakpoint, the series, was just
They were just following the mold of
surface
Drive to
level.
Survive, which was never gonna work.
Yeah. So they could have
Well,
done a
it's
really
been
great job.
canceled now, so
So
we won't be seeing that again.
no harm done. We can all just watch Breaking Point.
I wholeheartedly agree with you, Ghost. That episode was hilarious to watch of them trying to make him, I don't know, like, give him some redemption arc there and make Medvedev the villain, which
If you know anything about
was
tennis
never gonna
dynamics,
fly.
you know that he's not the villain. Ridiculous. I didn't even watch it. What do they do to try and make Medvedev a villain?
They basically made it seem like he was, like, bullying Zverev or, like it was during the I don't remember which tournament, when, Medvedev beat Zverev on clay and was doing,
French?
like, the dance. No, it wasn't the French, it was one of the ones before. It was either Monte Carlo or
Rome.
Rome,
Yeah.
and he was like,
Oh, it
"Yeah,
might have been
he's,
Rome because I think he
it
won
was
that
when he was
year.
like, "He's one of the most unsportsmanlike players on tour," and that was when he was saying, like, "Oh, I'm such good friends with him," and Medvedev was like, "I don't know, like, we're not friends."
I don't know that guy.
Literally.
Wow. Maybe I should watch that episode just for the laughs.
They completely glaze over, like, they really make Zverev look like he's, like, a, like, amazing, charitable, wonderful person glazing over everything else.
I
Of
wonder if
course,
his
there's a diabetes storyline in there as well. His charities, like, they really were trying.
I wonder if his lawyers had something to do with that. You
Maybe
know?
because, I mean, we can say at the time that Breakpoint was being filmed, the first season for Curios, maybe they could have not known about what was going on with him, but it's well documented knowledge about what's going on with Zverev when it was filming then, so there was no reason not to include it.
Yeah.
Anyways, looks like we're going to be getting potentially a rolling set here because it's 3-love to Sinner, and we're at deuce.
I might not actually be as far behind now. Had to restart Tennis Channel,
Oh
so
my
because I'm at
gosh.
deuce now.
Oh, I just got a double fault from Shelton.
Yikes.
Oh, if only it could be a Sinner Alcaraz final. I believe they will actually be meeting in the semifinal though.
Yeah,
So
as luck
no
would have
Sinner
it.
Alcaraz final. We've been having a lot of like lopsided draws recently where one half is definitely fatter than the other.
Yeah,
So,
I have noticed that.
because I mean, top seeds have been being taken out. Like Djokovic going has blown a hole in this tournament.
Well, really, yeah, opened a door, opened a path.
Hmm. I just hope Nardi doesn't lose in the next round. Like,
Who is he? Is he playing Zverev?
I have not looked. No.
Let's see.
Oh,
Oh no, I think he's playing Paul.
oof! Great volley from Shelton just there. Was right at the feet of Sinner. Nothing he could do about that, and he is on the board.
Yeah, so tomorrow we have Casper Ruud and Monfils.
Why do I feel like Monfils will be winning that?
We also have Medvedev
No
and
hate to Casper,
Dimitrov.
as we said previously in this stream. Love ya, but
We love the Nord. He's great. We also have Nardi and Paul and Fritz and Rune on the schedule for tomorrow.
what do we think of Fritz's potential in this tournament? Former champion, but I don't know.
I mean, I've always looked at Fritz as a little bit of a snooze fest. But with Djokovic out of the way, am I wrong?
No.
But with Djokovic out, he has slightly more of a chance, but I don't think he could get past both Sinner and Alcaraz in whichever way that they would potentially meet. Does
Oh
Bianca know
yes,
anyone called Chad?
yeah, the Chad we've got in the chat there, that would be my brother. So
See. Hi, Chad.
is there some talk about Shelton in there? I haven't been reading through all of what he said. Oh no,
Uh,
he's just giving me smack talk saying I wasn't that good at tennis. Okay,
oh.
sure. Alrighty.
Well, I can guarantee Bianca was a lot better than I was. And if I'm ever in Toronto again, I would love to play with you.
He says that, but the last time we played, I handed him a 7-6, 6-1, so I don't know.
Who's to say?
Yes, very colorful language. I had him on my story the other day, and I was just like, please just don't curse too much. And it was every second word.
It's sometimes it's just tough. You get so impassioned. I have to
Again, he
really.
was watching Shelton.
I see. Chad, I'm curious. What is it about Shelton that really does it for you? Why should I join that team? Objection. Objection. Yeah, we got to keep things clean here on Talking Tennis, which was tough for me to learn. I think the first few times I did this stream, I was dropping F bombs all over the place. And our producer had to mention to me to not do that.
Ay, ay, ay. What a waste of a return from Shelton there. Second serve, just smacks it wide.
I'm
Well,
not
you
too
got
sure right now.
Chad's response there
Oh, I
in
did.
the
Yeah,
chat.
let's take a look at it. Shelton gets me going. It reminds me of a young version of myself.
How much younger can it
A
get?
young
Like,
version. I mean, yeah.
you are
What,
younger than
7
him.
years old? Who's Wozniacki playing next? She did beat Kerber, by the way. I think she would play Katsiak? No, excuse me. I think Wozniacki will probably play Swiatek, whoever wins tonight's match, which more than likely will be Iga. I think that's who Wozniacki will play next.
All right, Kren, he thinks my hair is more entertaining than this second set so far.
Yeah, I'll give you that. I'll give it that. My attention is drifting a little. At 30
Yeah,
all.
we've barely been
3-1.
talking about this. We've hit a lot of topics. Ooh, error from Ben there. He had got a chance there at deuce.
Yeah, this is a bit of a slow game, I think.
Yeah. If he gets this break back, then it's definitely on again. If he doesn't, then... Ooh, great return to serve just there from him. Oh! He just pummels the ball into the net. Got back the hardest return and just smacked the easiest ball into the net. Well...
Have you heard about this new video game, Top Spin? I guess it's like a tennis video game. I think you're on mute, Bianca.
Oh, my headphones died. Love that. Okay. Yeah, Topspin has existed before, but I believe it was terrible.
There's like a new one out.
Yeah, they just released a new one. Looks okay. Not that I don't know how fun. There's not really a tennis video game that I think really can compare with Wii Tennis, so I don't really know why anyone tries.
I did have a tennis Game Boy Advanced game back in the day. I think it was like the Australian Open or something.
Oh.
That was a classic. Yeah, I never had Wii Tennis, but I did play it.
Wii Tennis is great because, well, I had the like attachment racket, so you actually would.
Oh, you could actually feel. Ooh.
Yeah.
I might check it out though, because I have a whole system now for video games, so maybe I will.
What is it on? The only thing I have is a Switch, so if it's not on that,
that's also all I have. So if it's not on that, then I can't play. Oh, it's finally 4-1 for me. That was a long game. Wow. At least it felt long.
Yeah, things seem to be falling apart for Shelton right now. I'm not seeing that positive self-talk. Body language is low.
Sinner just has that effect on people.
Yeah.
Even if his outfits are bad and unintimidating.
He takes your legs and your soul. Oh, and he just hit a double fault. Oh, 6 double faults in the match.
Oh, we're getting some Tsitsipas hate in the comments.
Mm.
He lost pretty
Who did he
pretty
lose?
poorly to Lehecka yesterday.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I mean, things just seem to be going from bad to worse for him. I think it's time to put that other hand on the racket when he's hitting a backhand. I know you want to be Roger. I know you want to have that classic tennis look, but it's time to hit a two-handed
It's
backhand.
literally never worked for him.
It's not working. It's never worked. Doesn't look good. The amount of shanks.
Yeah, and everybody knows. So everyone knows just to hit to your backhand. So like, why wouldn't you change it to make it a stronger shot? He needs a coaching change, honestly.
Oh no, we're talking about Tsitsipas just as we've had a Greek enter the comments.
Oh dear.
Good morning.
Oh no. It's not that we don't like Tsitsipas.
No,
it's just that he's not playing at the level he was a few years ago, and he needs to make some changes.
Yeah.
I think he just needs to get his dad out of his coaching box.
Yeah. It worked for Coco, so why wouldn't it work for him? Is that an ice cream truck driving past your house?
Yes. At 7:45 in the evening. It comes around a few times a day. And I don't believe it's the first time it's been heard on this stream.
Oh boy.
Where are we at?
Another break of serve. I called it. Did I not say we could be having a 7-6, 6-1?
You said it.
And here we are. This is a hole I don't think Shelton has the tools to dig himself out of, but we'll see. Crazier has happened.
I mean,
yes, Swarna, I know Coco's dad is not like Tsitsipas's dad, but again, coming from that perspective, sometimes I would look over at my box, or I mean, in junior tennis, there's no box, or where your parents are sitting, and it would give me anxiety. So sometimes it's good to just have, you know, a coach there. Clearly having his dad there is not super helpful, especially when he's shouting stuff at him. The emotional unity there doesn't seem to work during a match. So
yeah. And it's just good to have different perspectives on your own game.
Yeah.
On your team. And if no one in his box is telling him, get your backhand together, then, and clearly their coaching is not helping him. So if he needs a different voice, it's just, yeah.
Sinner's 2 points away now. What started out as a really exciting match.
Yeah, it took a dive.
Ay. Error on the return there. Brings Sinner triple match points. Ooh. Yeah, Ben definitely knew that first set. And he only needs the first one. Great serve that Shelton blasts wide. Sinner is through. So Sinner gets revenge from their last meeting. Great performance from him. Solid from beginning to end, really. Shelton definitely did that first set to say something.
What do you think he lost out on in the second set? Like what ended for him? Because he was serving decently,
I
enough in
don't
the
know if he
first
was
set.
serving. He wasn't serving as good as he was in the first set for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And just chances, like he had a chance to break back at 3-1. That would have made it a lot different. I think after that, not breaking back, I think the fight was gone.
Yeah.
And Sinner wasn't letting up at all, so.
Oh, well. Shelton he'll find his moment. He'll get there. He's
What's
only
good
like
about like a loss
19 or
like this,
something.
if there is anything to take, like he wasn't wiped off the court. Like he could
No.
have beat Sinner if some things went differently.
Yeah. Yeah, I think if he would have put up a much better fight if he'd won that first set.
Mhm.
I still think Sinner would have won, but yeah. Oh well. So next, Sinner plays. Let me see. He will play Lehecka, I think.
Oh, we got some disgruntled Ben Shelton fans in the comments. Well,
it is hard to cheat at tennis, I will say.
Who does Sinner play next?
I think he plays Lehecka. So I don't think it'll be a tough match for him, really.
No.
Great tweet from Scott. I feel like the Novak Djokovic is this generation's Novak Djokovic.
Yeah. I made a video a while back that went pretty viral on Reels, Instagram Reels. It was like the ATP finals like outfits throughout the years, and in every one of them, Djokovic was there from like 2006 all the way till now. He's there.
Yeah,
like
he never goes away.
Senior that he's graduated high school like 5 years ago and still shows up to the high school parties. Like, what are you doing? Why are you still here? What's going on?
Well, I think he'll hang around for another like 4 years.
Yeah.
I think
the only thing I said it in the last match, the only thing that gives me signs like this might be the beginning of the end for him, and by beginning of the end I mean 3 to 4 years, is him not being able to handle like the temperatures, the heat, the conditions that aren't perfectly suited that he likes.
I mean, I think he's fought off like age for a while.
He doesn't have any
all of his methods
injuries, so we can't even factor that in. I mean, Nadal and Federer played for years with like serious injuries and we're still able to win slams with them. So I think in the next, by let's say the 2028 Olympics, I think Djokovic will no longer be on top in the same way. Which would be crazy. I mean, it's gonna be weird. It's gonna be really weird to not have any of them there.
It will be, because I think this year will be the last year that we have Nadal and Murray.
Mm-hmm.
Scott, please don't assassinate me for saying that, but he
said it himself. He knows it.
But yeah, it will be really strange to not hear their names much, in the current conversation, and then in the next 4 years, maybe give or take, to not have Novak's name in that as well. It is going to feel, I'm going to feel really old. I'm going to feel really weird because I have been watching these guys since I was a child. So I'm not going to know how to feel. I mean, I'm excited, but not in a good way, really.
Yeah. I still think we're obviously going to get the comparison. Say if Tsitsipas were to win a Grand Slam, people are not going to give it to him, because he didn't win it against Djokovic or whoever.
I mean, I think the only people who are going to say that are, as someone said earlier today, I can't remember where I saw it, but somebody said the Joe Bros. The Joe Bros. Like Djokovic fans are called Joe Bros now.
How do they know?
I don't know
Okay,
if they are called that, but I saw
another
that and thought that was very
to
funny.
mute on Twitter. I already have Noel fam muted, but
Yeah, I think I saw it as a comment on TikTok, like something, and someone said, "Oh, those Joe Bros."
interesting. That before.
So I think the only people who will be like, "Oh, well, the only reason these guys are winning is because Djokovic is around," but they can't even really make that argument anymore because Sinner did beat Djokovic.
I think because Sinner and Alcaraz
You know?
did it, it really helps the case that that argument is not
Yeah,
to be made anymore.
yeah. So, and they can't even really make the argument that, oh, well, Novak just wasn't playing very well. It's like, no, he knows how to win when he's playing poorly.
I
Like,
hate when people do that when they don't give the player that beats Novak the win.
yeah.
Oh, Chad.
I mean, I also, to be fair, did that for years with Federer. I would just be like, it's just because Federer is still recovering
Like
from
they were
mono.
even doing that last night with Nardi. Like Djokovic was playing. There was nothing wrong with him. He just got beat.
Yeah.
Give the win to the person that beat him.
Yeah. Well, it was a decent match
In the first set.
in the first set.
Definitely fell off in the second.
It was a decent set to watch. It's been a good time. I always love chatting with you, Bianca.
Yeah, I feel like we ramble along on many different topics.
Well, and I love that I can complain about tennis fashion and you'll be right there with me. All right.
Yeah,
Thank you for
everyone.
Yeah. Thank you for everyone for watching. We had a really nice high number of people watching that steadily, I think, throughout the whole match. We're still at 185. Really appreciate that. If you haven't already, please give us a follow on social media and on our YouTube channel. I think we are aiming for like 10,000 subscribers at some point this year.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Soft goal. So yeah, please, if you like what we're doing, please give us a follow. You can find me on Twitter under the Tennis Slut. Yeah, where can we find you?
What is my Twitter handle? I actually don't even know.
Bianca also has a great TikTok.
Yes, I do.
Account that I love.
Bianca Talks Tennis. If you want to see me on there, I'm also on Instagram under Bianca Talks Tennis. But Twitter, it's just Bianca_Peterkin. Yep, there it is. Can find me there. Twitter is mostly if you see me just ranting during a match with a bunch of like, what? No, stop. Just
I mean, pretty much same. Yeah.
Yeah. Check me out in other places. All right. Thanks, everyone. And I'll see you, I'm sure, again sometime during this week as well.
Yeah, definitely. All right. Good night, all.
Bye.